Have you ever wondered why the song This Masquerade captivates people worldwide? Its unique blend of haunting melodies and intricate chords creates a musical tapestry with long singing breaks that musicians enjoy improvising over. Let's learn how to improvise over this beloved jazz standard. In 1976, this light jazz song was first to be #1 in pop, jazz, and R&B charts at the same time. This lesson will give you the foundation to easily improvise over the song's long musical breaks where the singing is paused. So, learn This Masquerade, a famous jazz standard, and also discover some new light jazz soloing skills. Now, pick up your guitar and let your journey begin.
Today we're going to take a deep dive into This Masquerade by Leon Russell. It's a beautiful song with a beautiful, haunting melody, and when it came out it was at the top of the charts for popular music, rhythm and blues, and jazz all at the same time, which is really pretty unusual, which is why it's become a jazz standard. Now, if you're playing a lot of popular music and rock and roll, you might find this to be an opportunity to stretch a little bit into some light jazz and get used to hearing the jazz chords and learning how to improvise and solo around that kind of music. What I also like about this song is it has two large breaks in it where there's no singing of the melody, so there are opportunities for you to improvise and experiment with those breaks, play along with the chord changes and the bass line. And I do have a really nice backing track as well that has a Latin beat to it, so it's really fun to play along with. Now I'm going to focus on soloing, a call and response for the intro, and some other solo ideas that you can use and experiment and make your changes to as well. And if you have a singer doing the melody or another instrument, great. But if you want to learn the melody as well, I do have a PDF in the description. It's free to download. It's got the notes and the tabs as well. So that said, let's zoom in on the fretboard a little bit closer and start the lesson. Okay, one last thing before we zoom in on the fretboard for the lesson. Song is F minor. We're going to use F minor pentatonic scale with some changes. Now, the nice thing about this, they're long breaks, so lots of opportunity where there's no singing for you to improvise. But the nice thing is, the breaks go back and forth just between two chords, F minor 9 and B flat 9. Just those two chords back and forth. Now, because those chords have 5 notes, there's a lot of chord tones you can hit. Now, F minor 9 has the note G in it. G is in the minor scale, but not the pentatonic. So we're going to add G back in to the pentatonic and actually have a 6th note for the pentatonic G. Now, B flat 9 has the note D in it, which is not in the minor scale, or obviously not in the pentatonic either. But we're going to add D in. Now, those two chords, neither of those two chords have the note D flat. D flat is in the pentatonic scale, it is in the minor scale, but we're never going to play D flat because it's in neither of those two chords, so it'll sound sort of harsh. Now, I also have a PDF you can look at. It shows you the pentatonic scale, how it's created, shows you the notes in both of these chords. These are 5-note chords because the ninths have 5 notes in them, a 7th and a 9th. And it shows you all that. It shows you how to make a 9th. If you're just interested, you can print out for free. There's a PDF there that kind of goes into a little bit more detail, documentation on what I just mentioned. That said, let's stop now, zoom in on the fretboard, and we'll start the lesson. Okay, so I'm going to play my cover recording of the whole song. I'm going to play just the intro. And as I play it with the back track, I'll explain what's happening. But I'm just alternating between the F minor and the B flat. And I have a call and response, just a little riff around the F minor and a little riff around the B flat. I'm going to end the call with the note F on the high E string. I'm going to end the response on the note C. So you hear similar little riffs, but they end a little bit differently. That's called a call and response in rhythm and blues and jazz. Okay, let's hear it. There's a little hammer at my ring finger on the G string when I'm playing the B flat chord. There I'm ending that few little notes with an F on the call, and I'll end something similar with the response, but I'll end on the C note. F minor, B flat, hammer with the ring finger, slide up. Okay, so that's the intro. This is the beginning of a verse, very pretty melody, but I'm not going to play the whole thing here obviously, but listen to the cover. It's really, or anybody's version, Leon Russell's version or Benson. There are a lot of versions of it. So that's how I play the intro. Again, you have fun with it. Just some thoughts. You can change things up, obviously. Okay, the backing track does a verse, a bridge, a verse, a bridge, and it goes to this, a break. And what I'm going to do in this break is I'm going to really use a few different positions. I'll use the 4th position for the pentatonic scale, which is where the F minor sits. I'm going to use the 1st position, but way up here between 13 and 16. And I'm going to use the 2nd position, which is at the 4th fret. And if you get lost on the fretboard going up and down, just remember that the relative major for F minor is A flat. So A flat is the position for the 2nd position for F minor. The 4th at the 4th fret, that's A flat, that's F minor's relative major, right? Every major's got a relative minor. Well, every minor's got a relative major. This F minor's relative major is A flat. So if you get lost, find A flat, and that's where you're going to find the 2nd position for this key of pentatonic, the F minor pentatonic scale. Okay, before I actually go into the solo, I'm going to let a couple of bars play, so you hear how the melody ends, lost in a masquerade. And I think I do a little bend too in the melody for the masquerade, the last couple of syllables there, masquerade. And then we'll go right into the solo and I'll explain what's going on. Lost in a masquerade, little bend. Okay, so now the solo is starting, right? And I do a little double stop with a hammer on here. And what I'm doing here is I'm at the 4th position and I've got my ring finger my index finger on the 8th fret of the D string, of the G string, and my middle finger on the 9th fret of the B, and I hammer onto the 10th with the G string. So a little double stop there between the 8th and 9th frets with my middle finger on the B string at the 8th fret. Okay, slide up to the 1st position from the 4th position. So those bends are what we talked about earlier. The D flat to the D to the E flat on the B string, and then the G to the A flat on the E string, on the 15th and 16th frets. You just go up the scale on the E string. So on the way down to the 2nd position now, I stopped at the 4th just to slide from E to F, that little chromatic slide to the tonic sound. And now instead of bending, I'm hammering between the 3rd and the 4th frets, the G and the A flat, and the D on the B string, the D to the E flat on the 3rd and 4th frets, to make it a little bit different than bends, and then do little hammer-ons in the 2nd position. Go back up to the 4th position, hit the chord F minor. A little chromatic from E to F on the E string, right from E to F on the E string. And there I hit the blue note on the A string. So I'm going 13, 14, 15 and hitting that blue note, which is on the 14th fret of the A string. And a little bend there on the D string for the blue note. So as we're going back to the melody, to transition back, you don't have to, but I kind of like hitting the chords and go transition. And you can look at, if you're not sure if the 12 bars have gone by or not, look at the backing track. The backing track shows where you are in terms of where the bars are. And also it has an image that moves. There's an image that changes. So if you learn where the images are in relation to where the break comes, you see a particular image that, it's like watching a band member in the song, for a cue to say, okay, here's where it's changing. changing from a bridge to the solo or something. So it's kind of handy to have that. And I like hitting a few strums before I go back to the melody, and I'll let the bridge play a little bit. There's the bridge. It's a great melody, really nice. And as I say, I'll have another video just for the just to learn how to play the melody for the verse and the bridge. So these are just some ideas. Play around with them. Just give you some thoughts on how I approach this song for soloing, and have fun with it. So I think that's all I wanted to cover. Again, this video is really to help you with solo through these pieces. It's great, even if you just use this song for soloing, you've got a lot of bars to play around with. But if you want to learn the melody, I'm going to have another video also on how to play the melody. So you have here the solo video, a melody video, and you've got the cover of everything, the way I'm playing it, at least with this particular backing track. Have fun with it and experiment, learn something new, and see you next time. If you like this video, think it's helpful, hit the like button and subscribe. See you next time. Bye now.